Good evening, everyone. I thought I was going to be barbecuing in the downpours and the thunder and lightning that we were forecast today, but I think it's kept to the west of the country and gone up to Wales, so it's sunny, yippee! Although the rain won't have stopped me cooking. Hope you all had a good week. Tonight I'm going to cook some brioche buns, just so that I like to cook puddings and bread on the Joe. It turns itself into an oven, so you can do it alongside you're doing meat. We've lit the junior today because we've also cooked a lovely bit of pork shoulder. Well, I didn't cook it. My son Ashley cooked it today. He's been my pupil, my barbecue pupil today. He's prepared it all, took the fat off, rubbed it up in a nice rub, cooked it, pulled it, and we're going to eat it. We're going to put it in the bun. So well done, Ashley. But he left the buns to me. So yes, I've done like the half quantities for now, because I've got some ready cooking and some about to go in. The recipe is from a fellow barbecue friend of mine, Nick. Some of you will know him. He's got one of these. In fact, he's got many of these, but they're different colour. So Nick, this is sort of your recipe, one I've used for many years now. So we've got your bread flour and some plain flour in there. We've got our salt, which we'll put over one side. The yeast over another side. Sugar, that can go with the yeast, because yeast likes sugar but it doesn't like salt. And then we've got some warm milk and some melted butter. Because I'm doing half quantities, it needs half an egg, and the other half I'm going to use to glaze my buns. So I'll just pour a little bit in there. So it's a large beaten egg, but only half of. Okay, hopefully I've got enough to put on the buns later. We'll make a well in the middle there, and we'll mix. So it's what's called an enriched dough, because it's got the egg, milk and butter in. So we'll mix that. I've seen a lot of pork actually cooking today. What's everyone else cooking?
We've got Mike popping in to say, hey Sue.
Hi Mike.
Mark Dennis says, and you were laughing at me at the rain yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't get it, Mark. We didn't get any. So I'm drinking cider tonight, which is the leftover of what we rested the pork in. So yes, so once you've mixed in the milk, egg and melted butter, you just need to add enough lukewarm water to bring that into a nice soft dough. I do normally use my KitchenAid, but I'm doing it by hand tonight. It's actually quite therapeutic to make your own bread.
Roberto says, good evening both.
Good evening, Roberto.
Hope you're doing okay.
Yes, so Ashley was manning the coals earlier.
It went okay, I think. Pleased with my first ever pork shoulder on the little junior.
I should be chucking into that for our dinner. Hopefully some leftovers for tomorrow.
Mark says it's only just stopped, the rain.
Oh, we had a little sprinkling this morning, but it didn't really come to it. We had rumbles of thunder. That's about all. So when you've got that into a nice soft dough, you want to knead it for about 5 minutes. So if you've got an electric KitchenAid or similar, that will make it easier. So just give it a good old knead. It's nice and smooth. I can't remember, someone's cooked a big sort of chocolate dessert today, and I can't remember who cooked that. Because I was sort of getting this ready. I haven't had a good old look, but it looked very good. Oh, I've got to make that.
Well, Matt Halliwell has just says, "Hi Sue, just done my first belly pork for a second ever cook.
Whoa.
It was succulent, but not very crispy."
It'll be tasty for sure.
Harry says he can't wait to try this on his classic too.
You can do anything. Bread, cakes, puddings, meat. So once I won't knead it for 5 to 10 minutes. Once you've kneaded it, once it's nice and smooth, put that back into the bowl, cover it with a clean tea towel and let it to proof for about an hour until it's doubled in size. And then once it's doubled in size, I'm just going to wash my hands. You then need to sort of knock it back, and the complete mixture will make about 12 big buns. So you want them smaller, obviously, make them smaller. But say it makes nice sized buns. So you can fill it with lots of pulled pork or burgers or whatever. So then once you've knocked it back, then you divide it up into however many buns you're making, and you want to put them fairly close together because it doesn't matter if they sort of join up together. And then so you leave them to proof then for about half an hour or 3/4 of an hour, and then you'll end up with something like that. Okay, so it's quite nice if they do join together, because when you pull them apart you get that sort of join. You can see where they've been joined together. So I'll pop that over there, and this is when you now want to glaze them with that leftover beaten egg, and you can either sprinkle them with sesame seeds or poppy seeds. So we just paint over this egg glaze, and that's also going to help with colouring them, and also the it will help to stick the sesame seeds and the poppy seeds on. Okay.
Michael Paul wants your flower pot.
My flower pot. Fred the dredge. It's antique, that is. So I like to do half and half. So I'll do, because we'll fight over then who wants a sesame bun and who wants a poppy bun. So sprinkle them over. You could do half and half, you know, mix it all together. Like those buns you get in takeout establishments.
I was thinking it was giving me a McDonald's vibe, but obviously the gourmet version.
Homemade. Okay, so then you would put them into cook at about 180. The hotter you do it, you run the risk of burning the base, but so I tend to cook them at a lower temperature. So it just happens I have some in here already, and because we had the pork in there earlier, I did put on some more charcoal, and it's just taken a little while to get up to temperature. So it's under 150 at the minute, but it doesn't matter, they'll just cook for a bit longer. So it's like the reveal moment, and we'll see how they're doing. Ooh, okay, so I put them on the pizza stone, and it's on a raised tin, and obviously that's got a nice bit of colour there because it's on the edge. They're nearly done. Good way to check is they sound hollow underneath, which they are, but I'm going to leave them, oh it's very hot, going to leave them just a little bit longer because they're just a little bit doughy in the middle. So I'm going to close the lid and leave the vent properly open because it was more closed than I liked. So yes, so we'll leave them for perhaps another 5 minutes, and then we'll see how they are. So has anyone else done any baking on their Joe?
We got Chris Freeby who says, evening all.
Evening, Chris.
And Michael Paul's going to make these on Sunday.
Oh.
Gary Parker says, hi you two, sorry I'm late. Hi Gary.
Hi Gary. We can catch up later. If you like, I can put the recipe up in the files section.
That's what Mark asks.
Thanks to, I say, Nick, who's got these of a different colour. But, yeah, so, the pork, we, just go over the pork. It cooked for, how long was it in the end? Actually, 6 or 7 hours?
About 6.
So we cooked it for 4 hours, indirect, on the grill, and then we took it off. Temperature, Ashley?
We wanted it to get to 95.
Well, yes, but before we took it off to put it in the foil, it was 79, I think, when we took it off.
Well, you remember better than I do.
You've not been listening. And then we put it in some foil, double sheets of foil, and then we poured on some cider. Well, you did. And then it cooked for another sort of 2.5 hours, and it got to 96. So, and then we took it off, let it rest, and then you pulled it with the claws, and it did sort of fall apart, didn't it? You didn't have to pull it very hard. So,
Shall we have a look at it?
You can have a look at it, yeah. Got a little bit of a smoke ring on it. You can't really tell because I've had a little. So yeah, you got a little bit of a smoke ring there. And what you can do is once you've pulled it, you can add your favourite barbecue sauce to it in the dish. But we like to put on sauce while it's in the bun, and that's my homemade barbecue sauce.
The best barbecue sauce in the business.
So and then I've made a coleslaw, which is just white and red cabbage, carrots, a little bit of red onion, lemon juice, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and some mustard. So that's that. But obviously you can put in your bun whatever you like. And then the fat that Ashley took off the bit of shoulder, we just sort of had to the side of the joint when it was cooking. So, and it cooked for the same time as the pork, so the fat rendered down. And then we cut like the really big fatty bits off. And then when we took the joint off, we took the deflector plate out and crisped up both sides and got some nice crackling. And then Ashley said, "Oh, aren't you going to whiz it up in the in like the liquidizer to make like a crumb?" But because there was still a bit of fat on it, it hasn't gone like proper crispy. But we did think we could put that back in the dough in a pan to crisp up, but you know, it's worth doing. So I might sprinkle that on the bun too.
You don't know till you try, do you?
That's right. So made a mess of the mixer, but so right, what we'll do is perhaps we'll have a look at one of the buns and see if it's done. Hope you've all got some nice cooks planned for Sunday. Big day for you, all you dads out there. So when you have it at a high temperature, you run the risk of burning the bottom. That's not burnt, just brown. So I think I'll take one off and cut it up and see what it's like inside. Oh, it's quite hot. So yeah, you should test that they're done. It should sound hollow, which it does. But I say it doesn't colour so much, and I say I've not cooked in the joe before on the pizza stone, and whether because it comes quite close to the edge, you're not getting that extra bit of heat that might colour the top. So let's have a look anyway. Well, that's cooked. It's quite nice and fluffy. That's fine. So I'm going to make up a bun. So I'm going to put on some pork. So you can put your burgers in, build up your burgers, bacon, salads, you know, that leafy material. Rabbit food, my boys call it. So pork on first, I like to do, and then some lovely barbecue sauce, homemade barbecue sauce, proper tasty. Doesn't matter if it drips down. And then some coleslaw. On the top there. And then I might try some of this crumb, actually. A bit of different texture. You could make an apple sauce to go on it, or put some of the big bits of crackling. So yeah, and then you can put the top onto your bun. If you have it too tall, you can't bite into it, and then it all falls out. But it'll probably all fall out anyway. So now for the taste test. Okay, you have to squish it together. Excuse me while I tuck in. Okay.
We like that then. The pork's done good.
Well done, Ashley.
Well, it was under your brilliant tutelage, wasn't it?
You need the sauce just to keep the meat nice and moist. But yeah, so if you want to have a go at making buns on your Kamado Joe, I'll put the recipe up in the files later. Like to see your pictures if you cook them, have a go. And I'll see you again next week. Have a great week. Fire up and get cooking. Cheers, everyone.